Yeah, heart racing, I've been waiting. Running to the Lord, I'm coming home cause he been patient. I've been hella faithful to Satan. Mind changing, I'm just trying to get it right before he replace me. You know sin is contagious, yeah. I'm looking forward but mentally stumbling morally. My mind telling me the world glitter and it's more to see. I'm running from myself, going double time mentally. Sometimes I shock myself, I ain't know that thing exists in me. How to me against the enemy. Wartime and I ain't looking for a friend in me, yeah. Lord, shine some rays on me, I ain't a gangster, but sometimes I gotta tap into that energy. World shakers, no Creflo, but world changes. Still agent, pray when he find me, I'm found faithful. World shakers, no Creflo, but world changes. Still agent, pray when he find me, I'm found faithful.
I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. Yeah, man. Ever since I found out the truth about my nationality, I've been going hard on the daily, spiritually. All these curses put on a nation, slavery. I can't relate to every one of them. Captivity. Round and around we go. Same old thing, still ain't had enough. Round and around we go again. And they say that I'm crazy, the way that I'm pacing, but I put my faith in Most High. I know who I am now, I know that I'm chosen, and I don't plan on going. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time. I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time.
Yeah, seek him 10,000 times. I'm in overdrive. The workload don't move slow. My hat's off to true folks. I salute those that follow the Jew code. No days off, bringing the light to the people like Akon. Our faith strong like King Kong. We'll move in a moment. And it's 0 to 100 from night to the morning till we get it how we want it. Yeah.
Round and around we go. Same old thing, still ain't had enough. Round and around we go again.
Learned the truth and took off like a rocket. Got me going double time like I'm rocking 2 watches. It feels good to be a prophet surrounded by prophets, and I refuse to be that dog that returned to his vomit. Father, I'm working to come back to you. Studying the word in the scripts like I'm a character. Keeping these commandments and that's building up my character. Driving out these demons now, no more dodging them challenges. I done away with all those spirits I was entertaining. Hoping and praying that you listen to my supplication. Constantly changing to the God that you created. Ain't feeling suicidal, but I'm trying to die daily. Cause I know the mission, and I know what's waiting in the ending. The kingdom's coming, we getting closer, I can feel it. Gotta stay diligent, I'm steady playing my position. Lord knows that I don't wanna miss it. So I've been going double, yeah. I've been going double time.
Tell me where the love goes. Where the love? Tell me where the love goes. Tell me what it is, what it was though. You looking puzzled. I'm asked, tell me where the love goes. This is the man. Separate, tell me now, where did love go? Where did
We good? All right, let's send up prayers. Face Jerusalem. of Israel, blow trumpets.
Heavenly Father, have mercy upon us, have mercy upon your people, Father, according to your loving kindness, Father. Father, we ask that you put a hedge about the brothers that are out teaching your word, Father, in the four corners of the earth, Father, and that your word be magnified throughout the earth, Father. Father, we ask that you send judgment quickly and speedily among the heathen, Father, that fight against your name, Father. In your Son's name we pray and thank you always for all things. Amen.
Men of Israel, sons of God, patience, saints, sons of God, hand salute, Most High Christ bless, salute, down. All right. Shalom, 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 Israel, Most High Christ bless, happy Sabbath. We back for another Sabbath, man. Want to make sure we give a round of applause to the Most High for waking us up. Some of y'all still sleep, though.
Sleepy.
Yeah, some of y'all still sleep, got this crust in your eyes and everything. All right, but listen. But today's topic is don't get left behind. And the meaning of that is basically saying, you know, the people that get left behind is people that don't know what's going on in the world. They don't know what's going on. We've been going over, like the last month, the captains, the deacons, the bishops been going over famine and all types of different things, preparing and prepping. And we got to be on point. They ain't stopping. It's new laws coming in play, new things that's happening in the world, and we got to know what's going on. You know, even myself, I don't pay attention to a lot of stuff that's going on, but I pay attention though. I know the real stuff that's going on that can affect our people. All right. So we're going to start with Romans 15 in verse 4.
Romans chapter 15 and verse 4.
Come on.
For whatsoever things were written aforetime were written for our learning, that we, through patience and comfort of the scriptures, might have hope.
So the Bible is written for us to learn from, all right? The thing that's happening now happened back then. This is how we reread the scriptures to find that hope, find patience, to find that comfort is through the scriptures, all right? What our forefathers and foremothers went through, all right, from generation to generation. The things, listen, the stuff that we're going through, our forefathers went through, all right? So this is what the Bible is for. This is our history book, all right? So first, we're going to start with that first video. Y'all got that?
And the unimaginable has become real. And with the news that the vanishings were not simply a one-time event, we should all be reminded that we have no choice but to face this unprecedented threat together, not as individual nation states divided by rivers, or mountains, or thousands of years of war, but as one people, united at last.
Listen close.
Fellow citizens of the world, welcome to the future. Welcome to a new reality. A great reset where we move from a tribal mentality to a united and unstoppable force, ready to face any challenge because there is no greater power in the universe than a unified human race. As you already know, the second wave of vanishings, even though the extent is not yet known, has thrown the financial markets back into chaos. And while the major stock exchanges quickly closed, the losses were already catastrophic from panic selling in every country in the world. The World Monetary Fund has also issued a formal warning that more than 100 countries will likely be bankrupt within 60 days. And within a year, more than 90% of the world's citizens will be living in poverty. Fortunately, we have a solution.
And there it was. A surreal moment to say the least. One of the most powerful men on the planet standing in front of the world and promising a one-world economy, a one-world currency, and a path to peace and prosperity. Exactly the system the Bible told us was coming. And unsurprisingly, the people, and especially the news media, just gobbled it up.
Today, under emergency conditions and with a nearly unanimous consent, the United Nations has voted to approve and mandate the electronic payment technology known as OTM, created by Israeli Nobel Prize winner Dr. Chaim.
You can turn it off. All right. So you see what's happening. So Esau is doing the same thing what he did back in the day. All right. Like he did in the time of the Maccabees, during the Greek captivity and so forth, right? All this is planned out. Esau has planned all this out, right? He's putting everything together. He's causing all this ruckus to remain in power. All right? He want everything to, what do you say? We'll be all one nation, right? One religion and so forth, right? Yep. Same thing happened in the Maccabees. He said the same thing. You know what I mean? Then he said, oh, but we have a solution. See, Esau already...
To the problem that they created.
Right. The problem they created, they have the solution for. While everybody else is frantic, everybody else is moving around, don't know what to do. Some people have no clue what's going on. Esau is making his moves. All right. He really thinks he's going to be in power forever.
I had a buddy of mine tell me that in the military they talk about that, how they create chaos so that they can bring peace. Mm-hmm. So what they call peace, because that country may not necessarily be for whatever America's trying to push.
Peace means slavery.
Right.
That's what peace means. Total captivity. That's what it means to them. They'll be in peace. Mm-hmm. That peace isn't for everybody. The peace is strictly for them. It ain't for us. You have something?
Yeah, they want to look like the heroes, so people can trust them. They do that so you can trust their system, trust their ways, and then when you start trusting them, then they can infiltrate.
Right, just like they do in Haiti, just like they do in Africa. They build all these things. They'll go build a whole hospital in a whole nother country, right? But guess what? They not there to really bring peace and health to these other countries. They're coming to steal resources. They trying to scope out. Listen, Esau do that. Esau want to scope out everything. Make sure they got everything in place, right? Before they make their move. Like they said, the Clintons. Clintons built, what was it? What's the name? Yeah, what's the name of what was it?
They was working through the Red Cross.
Red Cross.
Red Cross out there.
Right, the Red Cross. But guess what? They stealing money. They stealing resources. All that money the billions of dollars that's donated to them for it.
FEMA too.
They taking it. FEMA
is the devil.
Yeah,
I hate FEMA.
Y'all had all them FEMA checks. What happened to them?
What? I ain't getting nothing.
You get nothing. Hey, listen. People was with Esau when they wanted them FEMA checks. Just like when COVID hit. You talking about the hot commodity was those checks they were sending out. What was it? What was they called? The stimulus checks. They put things in place, man.
Listen, I can't stand Esau.
Right.
So did y'all know? This is a sidebar because y'all bringing up the checks. Well, the taxes, my damn taxes was loaded. And I was like, why my taxes was cut so much? They cut it in half, and the reason why they cut it in half, they said because they gave so much money in COVID relief. And I'm like, so y'all didn't pay for it? I paid for it?
Yeah, you paid for it. Yeah, you
know
paid
what I'm saying?
But listen, America's supposed to be the richest country in the world, right? But you got places like Canada that was paying each person $2,000 a month that they ain't got to pay back, ain't got to do on their taxes. From the pandemic, they got paid $2,000 a month per person until everybody got back on their feet. America, they give you 2 checks and that was it, or one check. That was it. America is here to continue to have us in slavery. But let's get to what the deal was talking about. Give me matter of fact, give me Micah 2.
Ain't no free money.
Give me Micah 2 in verse 1 first. Because all this is by Esau's design, all right, to keep us asleep. Because things is going to happen, all right? Something's coming. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Micah chapter 2, verse 1.
Micah chapter 2 and verse 1.
Come on.
Woe to them that devise iniquity
It said, woe to them that devise iniquity. Come on.
and work evil upon their beds.
Uh-huh.
When the morning is light,
Come on.
they practice it.
This is Esau. Esau have think tanks for a reason. Esau is literally 20 to 30 years ahead of everybody else. This is their system. They put things in play years ago, and they knew what was going to happen. They listen. They do think tanks. They go to sleep. They wake up and they do it. Esau don't just talk like we do. We talk a good game, and we probably won't put no effort into it. But Esau, he gonna put everything he can into what he's talking about. He's gonna take into action. All right, read.
And if you get in the way of it, he gonna kill you.
He'll kill you.
Because what the guy was talking about, this one world currency. Remember who was opposing that was Muammar Gaddafi. Mm-hmm. They killed him. He was trying to use the gold standard to back everything.
Absolutely. And you see what Gaddafi was doing. Gaddafi tried to get everybody that was in poverty off the streets.
Yep.
And they found that out. He was like, listen, nobody's going to live great until we get poverty off the streets.
You remember the guy, Grandmaster, what's his name? No coalition of.
Oh, yeah, I know you're talking about.
I can't say it.
Grandmaster something.
Right.
Grandmaster something.
They
Yeah.
shut him down, bro. He tried to go against the government, try to stand up.
He in prison.
They
He's
shut
in
him
prison
down,
right
bro.
now. He's in prison right now, right?
So it go back to what you were saying about how we talk a good game. He was talking a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. He talked a good game, but he ain't have a plan B, C, D, nothing.
And he wasn't really a real threat. He was just made an example out of. Mm-hmm. The real threat are you men right now that's repentant. That's the threat of Esau society. They want to keep us down. That's why they got us, number 2, number 3 on the Southern Property Law, all right? They got us as a hate group and so forth because they don't want people to start waking up and finding out who they are. But let's finish that. Start at verse 1 again. Go ahead.
Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds.
Come on.
When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand.
It's in the power of their hand, right? They was given power. Come on.
And they covet fields.
They do what?
They covet fields.
Like I said before, they covet fields. They go to other countries and they steal their lands. That's what they did to the Native Americans with fake, treaties and so forth. They take things by force, by military might. They come and take it. Come on. Whole countries. Come on.
And they covet fields and take them by violence.
Like I said, they take it by violence. That is what Esau was blessed with, war. They was blessed with war, blessed with the sword. All right? That's why they have the top military power. That's why nobody want to mess with the United States. All they say is Russia, China, all these other, Korea, all these other places, right? Thinking about coming against the United States. They say they got all these ICBM missiles and all of this stuff, right? But listen, you can't compare it to the United States military. You can't. You cannot prepare. They got stuff that you ain't never heard of. You'll never see until it's that time. Right. All right? Come on.
And houses, and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage.
He said they'll oppress a man and his house, right? And even a man and his heritage. Who did that happen to? Whose lands did they steal? Ours. Whose heritage did they steal? Ours. Whose people did they steal? Us. They stole us. Matter of fact, get that up. What's that? Psalms. You know what I want? Was it Psalms 83?
Yeah.
Let me get that. Psalms 83.
Psalms 83 and verse 1.
Come on.
Keep not thou silence, O God. Hold not thy peace.
Come on.
And be not still, O God. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult.
It said thy enemies make a tumult, right? Come on.
And they that hate thee have lift up the head. They have taken crafty counsel.
Now, who hate us? Every nation on the planet hates us. The Asian, the Arab, the so-called white man, the African, all the nation hates you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. They hate us all. Come on.
They have taken crafty counsel against thy people.
They've came together, just like it said in Micah 2, right? They come, they have those think tanks, they come, and they actually do what they say they're going to do. Read it again.
They have taken crafty counsel.
They've taken crafty counsels amongst each other. Come on.
Against thy people.
Against thy people. Come on.
And consulted against thy hidden ones.
The hidden ones is us. Right. Those who are hidden, we don't know our history. We don't know how important, we don't know that we're the Israelites. We don't know how important the Bible is to us. We don't know. Come on.
They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation.
He said, come and do what?
Cut them off from being a nation.
Cut them off from being a nation. How can they do that? Like it goes back to Micah chapter 2, verse 1. It says, and they covet fields and they take them by violence in houses and take them away. So they oppress a man in his house, even a man in his heritage. That's what they've done. You have something?
One with Joel 3. Go back up to what you're saying as well.
Yeah, go ahead.
Get that Joel 3. Start at.
So Esau don't do this by. They just wake up and just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this. It's a process. They literally sit down and have think tanks, and they do what they say. All right, you got it?
Yeah, Joel 3:1.
Go ahead.
Back up what you're saying. How they, take our land, take people. Read on.
Joel chapter 3 and verse 1.
Come on.
For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem.
Let it be known the Most High is doing this to us through the so-called white man. Read on.
I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat.
They ain't getting away with all the little plans they got, the one world currency, the one world leadership, all that stuff ain't gonna work. It's not gonna happen. I don't care how smart they think they are, they prideful. They think they're gonna beat God. They're not gonna do it. Read on.
And will plead with them there for my people.
He's gonna kill a lot of them. He's gonna kill. That's his pleading. Read.
And for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among the nations.
And who they what?
Scattered among the nations.
That's you blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans. Read.
And parted my land.
And did what?
Parted my land.
Read. All the days, God's enemies. The ones that in Psalms 83. Read.
And they have cast lots for my people.
Read.
And have given a boy for a harlot, and sold a girl for wine.
They some nasty people, bro. They slept with our forefathers, the kids and the men. Read.
That they might drink. Yea.
And they misuse our foremothers, our grandmothers, and our daughters. Read.
Yea. And what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
We the only people that forget our own people. The so-called white man, the Jewish man, he made a vow to get everybody who put him in the camps.
Concentration.
Concentration camps. He made a vow, and listen, they traveling 2 days, getting every last one of them, and putting them in jail, killing them. They're not forgetting that. They love their people. All right, they don't forget their past. They understand what happened. We the only ones who don't care about our past, and that's a shame and it's sad.
Yeah, they hang on that the coattail of the Holocaust.
Right.
You know what I mean? They got books. They got all these things. Was it in elementary school? They make you read what's it called?
Schindler's List.
Or what's it called? Anne Frank. Diary of Anne Frank and stuff like that. They they force their beliefs, their history on us, and they do it, and that's why everybody think that it is real. It's not.
And then what they'll do for us is critical race theory,
right?
So where you can't teach your history.
Absolutely.
Read.
Yea, and what have ye to do with me, O Tyre and Zidon?
to all African nations,
and all the coast of Palestine.
the Ishmaelites,
Will ye render me a recompense?
they mad. They trying to pay God back through us because God, we the chosen people. You wonder why you go into a store, they look at you, you so hated? This is why. It's in their spirit. Read.
And if you recompense me, swiftly and speedily will I return your recompense upon your own head.
He gonna pay you back. You ain't getting away with it. All right, Cap.
Right. So back to that first video. You ain't got to go back to it, but it's talking about the world religion all coming together. We all one and so forth. Give me First Maccabees chapter 1 and verse 39. We start at 39.
First Maccabees, chapter 1 and verse 39.
Come on.
Her sanctuary was laid waste like a wilderness. Her feasts were turned into mourning. Her Sabbaths into reproach. Her honor into contempt.
And that's what happened. They destroyed everything. They tore everything up from us, right? Come on.
As had been her glory, so was her dishonor.
Just like now, they stripped everything from us. Everything from us. That's why we coming back. We coming back slowly but surely. Our Israel ain't small no more. Right. You know what I mean? We went 10 years ago. You know, we had some nice numbers. I ain't talking about IU. I'm talking about Israelites. Period. Yep. You know, waking up, it was some cool numbers. Now, everybody knows that we the Israelites. Whether you partake in it or not, everybody knows. All right? That's why it's a big threat to America, to anywhere in the world. Come on.
As had been her glory, so was her dishonor increased.
Come on.
And her excellency was turned into mourning. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people.
Just like he was saying on that video, we all going to be one people. They really think that. And what does one people mean? Meaning you're going to follow after us. Right. You're going to be under our subjection. You're going to listen to us. You're going to worship our gods. You're going to be involved in the things that we do. Right? That's what they mean by we're going to be all one people. But guess what? They the superiors if that's what's to happen. They the superiors now. Right? Come on.
And everyone should leave his laws.
You supposed to what?
And everyone should leave his laws.
Meaning what? You need to disconnect from your God. That's what they said. Come with us and disconnect from your God. Matter of fact, I'm going to make you do it. That's what I'm going to do. And that's what they done. They took us in slavery and gave us what? Christianity. They took the laws, our history away from us. They beat us to a pulp. They did all those things to us. Right now, our people still sleep. 2023, our people is still asleep and don't know who they are. That's a problem. Come on.
And everyone should leave his laws. So all the heathen agreed, according to the commandment of the king.
And the other heathens agreed. The other nations agreed because why? They ain't got no God. Right. So it wouldn't matter to them, but it mattered to us. We need to be keeping the commandments of God, but we be falling off the horse. We be in the midst of idolatry, fornication, adultery, all this other stuff. And that's how we get overtaken. Come on.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
It says, yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion. All right? Many of our people were scared and didn't stand up because they was going to get put to death if they didn't do this. Right. Many of them was like, you know what? I'm going to consent to you. I'm going to follow your God. I'm going to follow your laws. I'm going to disconnect from my God. That's what our people done. That's what they doing today. The so-called blacks, especially the blacks, they in Christianity, you're worshiping their religion. You're worshiping white Jesus that they put into place. All right? You might go to a black church. You might have a multi-million-dollar pastor teaching you and making you feel good inside, but you ultimately are basically worshiping white Jesus. the white man.
And you had years ago they were restricted to segregated churches and worshiping white Jesus in segregated churches.
Yes.
Now they're doing the same thing.
Doing the same thing. It's no different. This is a different form.
Right.
It's a more advanced form, right? Come on.
Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion.
Come on.
And sacrificed unto idols.
Uh-huh.
And profaned the Sabbath.
Just like today, they do what? Our people is in idolatry. They in Buddhism. They in Islam. They in Christianity, worshiping white Jesus. They doing worshiping the Virgin Mary. We doing all types of idolatry, and we don't keep the Sabbath. We have destroyed and profaned the Sabbath, bro. How the heck you can read the Bible saying the Sabbath is on the seventh day, and Sunday is nowhere in the Bible, and they moved it to Sunday, and you still believe it? Our people is that slow or that dumb, one of the two. Same thing, ain't it?
Both of them.
Both of them. You both of them.
That's what God called them.
Simple.
Sodom,
You stupid.
Sodom.
Yeah, sodom children. Right? Come on.
For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem.
Come on.
And the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land.
These laws are strange to us. This is not how we're supposed to be living. We're supposed to have our own lands. We're supposed to have our own houses. We're supposed to have our own stuff. We're supposed to have our own temples and all these things, right? But guess what? We consulted into the laws of the land. Esau, our oppressor's laws and religions. That's what we are involved in. This is why we are so behind. We gonna get I'm telling you, if you don't wake up, you're gonna get left behind. All right? Let's go to this next video.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for everything, right?
Yeah, it's one thing when you talk about how the world's going to be coming to an end. It's quite another when it's like here and now. The way Ukraine probably is going to win this war is by triggering a 1980s Ethiopia-style famine in Russian-controlled territory, which is where the best troops that Russia have are currently stationed. By the time we get to May, we're going to be in a different sort of conflict. Number one, all that deferred maintenance will be done, and those 60,000 troops that are training in NATO countries will be back with new gear, probably including some battle tanks. It's a fundamentally different Ukrainian force, order of magnitude more powerful than what they began with last February. Mobile, precision weapons, and a lot of them. But the Russians will have completed their second mobilization, and they will have thrown at least 500,000 more soldiers into this fight. An increase of a factor of 4 from what they began with. Russia has never, ever, ever backed down from any war without one of two things happening. Number one, the government collapses at home. I think the chances of that are minuscule. Number two, they lose at least 500,000 soldiers to combat. We're at about 100,000 right now. So the Ukrainians, they have to trigger a mass fatality event. And they have a way to do that. The Crimean Peninsula is an agricultural zone. Roughly 3 million ethnic Russians live there. But it's all irrigated. 80% of the food production there is with irrigation. This blue line right here, that's the Crimean Canal. Its sluice gate is in Kherson, and the Ukrainians now control it. They're not going to turn it on come planting season. The way Ukraine probably is going to win this war is by triggering a 1980s Ethiopia-style famine. I hate this graphic. This is the one that gives me nightmares.
Check this out.
This is a calorie graphic. Every country in dark blue or dark green is a major producer and exporter of soy and grain-based calories. Everyone else is a net importer. And the countries in red and orange import at least half the calories they consume. The countries with X's are those that, in a world without a reliable fertilizer input system, are looking at least a 40% reduction in their ability to grow the crop in the first place.
All right, that's it, right? All right, now check this out. Some of y'all might look at this and be like, what they got to do with America? I live over here. They ain't got nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with you. Listen, they not just predicting this stuff, bro. They already have it planned out, bro. It's already planned out. They already know what they're going to do with everything, right? How they going to win the war? How they going to produce? What strategies to use? They're not just talking. These people are not just on stage talking. You know, even if it's not all the way true, it's some truth to what he's saying.
They got a plan. They got a plan.
It's a plan. How you said Ukraine, right? Ukraine, how you talking about the fertilizer? Ukraine can produce food for over 400 million people, right? 400 million people. It's an article. I forgot to show you. It's a video that talks about it. They can feed over 400 million people. So just imagine that's exporting certain things, right? And notice that they're not just talking about the dollar amount of food. They're talking about calories. Why are they speaking about calories? Calories is what keeps your body to the nourishment it needs to be at. You know what I mean? Black folks don't think about calories unless they're trying to build muscle. But he's talking about, he said over, he said all those in the X's, what did he say, import less? What did it say?
They depend on at least half of
outsources of food and calories. They depend on that. So just imagine how many other people is going to, if they cut that supply of food off, how many people is going to die and go without food? Right? America is an ally to Ukraine. Right? So that means America go get involved in this. All this is planned out. You know what I mean? Our people don't think it's. Have y'all been to Walmart? Walmart ain't as packed as it used to be. Y'all see the influx of eggs?
Right.
You know what I mean? The influx of eggs now. A carton of eggs is what? Like a dozen of eggs by how much?
I don't buy eggs no more.
Like 13.
Y'all Kim, I know you know. How much is eggs?
They get up there. They were up to about $8.50 a carton.
$8, right? Less than a year ago, it was about $3.
Yes, sir.
It's crazy.
They selling eggs at my job right now. A dude, a guy who owns a farm.
Oh, that's why you say you don't buy eggs no more?
Well, he owns a farm and he's slinging eggs at the job.
Hey, that's a hustle.
He's slinging eggs. I never thought I would see.
Y'all buying them, ain't you? Yeah. Shoot, I'll be buying them too. That's the best eggs you can buy anyway. It's fresh eggs. So just check this out. Speaking of eggs, look at this. Look at the conditions that it's coming to, bro. And people is exposing this, and our people is sitting down, worried about other stuff. You gonna get your ass left behind. Check this out. Turn it up some. Okay.
Downtown Columbus, Georgia.
Go back.
Go back to the beginning of that. Yeah.
If y'all want to see what the egg shortage is all about, a salvage company in downtown Columbus, Georgia. And these are all egg cartons that ended up at a salvage company because these farms could not produce the eggs to put in them to sell them. I've walked around, there's probably, just from looking, there's probably 50 different farm names on these cartons. This is insane. So
why now? Why all of a sudden now it ain't enough eggs? Why all of a sudden now it's not enough eggs? It's made that way. They're not producing that on purpose, and they're raising the prices up. Just simple as eggs. I'm telling you, America's going to be like Venezuela soon. Remember Venezuela? What happened? That was the pretense of what can happen. What happened? Their currency went to zero.
Yep.
And inflation went up. You was spending $20, probably US dollars, to buy a loaf of bread.
Hey, Cap, you can see throughout the years and centuries, Esau tactic. The scriptures say they was blessed with the sword. Can we get that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
And this is a part of their sword. This is a part of the warfare.
Absolutely.
This is warfare.
And
among other strategies.
Right.
They bad with it. Religion, school, food. They hitting us from every side.
Hey, let's not forget though, like we speaking about eggs. Remember, it's always a year where thousands of chickens end up dead at a farm. Every year, it's like thousands of them be dead, right? How? How can all of them die at the same time? Right?
Yep.
I'm telling you, Esau is planning everything out, man. Everything is calculated with them. Go ahead.
Start at verse 38. Because Esau upset right now. He's crying about his blessing, right? Read on. And he gave up his blessing. Get that? Don't get that twisted. He gave up his blessing. Read.
Genesis chapter 27 and verse 38.
Read.
And Esau said unto his father, Hast thou but one blessing, my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father.
Please bless me, Father. Please. Read.
And Esau lifted up his voice and wept.
Please bless me too. I want a blessing. Read.
And Isaac his father answered and said unto him, Behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth.
All the best places where you in the earth, Esau owns. He's there. He's running it, right? And if he's not there, he's about to take it. Read.
And of the dew of heaven from above.
All nowhere where you go, he has all the best lands. Read.
And by thy sword.
And by thy what?
By thy sword.
Sword is going into war. That's all that is. Some of these idiots think he walking around with a literal sword. Yeah, he had that sword back then, but this is going into warfare. Read.
And by thy sword shalt thou live.
And by thy sword, what?
Shalt thou live.
That's how he lives. That's how he moves. He moves by his sword, by war. Read.
And shalt serve thy brother.
All right. He was blessed with the sword. He's blessed with warfare. And that's why you don't have the eggs like you want.
Absolutely. So everything is strategic, bro. Not only just eggs, but check out this next video. Look at it. It's all the same fish.
They doing it all, man.
Look, it's all the same fish, bro.
They destroying everything.
Look how many fish that is, bro, that's on the bank. Play it back. Look at this, bro. I know it smells like some dump truck juice out there.
Did they say what it was?
Nah, I don't know. It's somewhere in another country. But check that out, though. Like, it's going to hit everybody, whether you vegan, whether you raw vegan. It don't matter who it is. Whatever you eat, vegetarian, you only eat fish, you only eat chicken, whatever the case may be, everybody's going to be affected. All our food is defiled. They're doing so much stuff to our foods, chemtrails, stuff to our crops. Everything is strategic and done the way they want it to go. All right? And this is the reason why he's doing it. Give me Ezekiel 28. Give me Ezekiel 28, verse 2.
Ezekiel chapter 28 and verse 2.
Mm-hmm.
Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am God.
Mm-hmm.
I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas.
So this is Esau. Esau do this because he really believes he's God.
I can run I can do the weather. I can make it.
He said, I can change. I can bring a tornado out right now. I can spy on you from space.
Mm-hmm.
I can cause for
I can mess with your DNA.
Food. I can mess with your DNA. I can do anything I want to do. Right? I can create a pandemic like this. I can cut off we're overpopulated. Let me cut off a few 100 million people. They feel, and they've done it. They feel like they have the power to do so, and they do. They was given that power. They was given that power. Read on.
I am God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas.
Come on.
Yet thou art a man and not God. Though thou set thine heart as the heart of God.
God said, you ain't no God. You a man. You a man. You ain't no God. The hell is wrong with you? But he really thinks so. You know why? Because a lot of y'all praise white Jesus. A lot of y'all believe when y'all see white Jesus, when you see a white man, you see God. And that's where you fall off the horse. You don't see an enemy. You don't see that. When you see a white man, that's our enemy. He don't want to put us in slavery. That's our enemy. Right? Let's get this next video. Matter of fact, hold on. Give me Daniel's. Give me Daniel chapter 23. Did you check out that video?
You say Daniel what?
8. Daniel's 8 and 23. Okay.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 23.
Come on.
And in the latter time of their kingdom, when the transgressors are come to the full,
come on,
a king of fierce countenance and understanding dark sentences shall stand up.
Shall stand up, right? Esau know all the dark sayings. He know everything that's going on. Listen, he know the Bible. He know his time is up. He know who the children of Israel are. That's why he did what? He changed. He wanted to be those people. He wanted to portray himself as the true Jews and so forth, right? He knows what's going on. Come on.
And his power shall be mighty. But not by his own power.
It said, but not by his own power. All right? Not by his own power. Come on.
And he shall destroy wonderfully. And shall prosper and practice and shall destroy the mighty and the holy.
It says shall prosper and practice and destroy the mighty and the holy people. The holy people is us. They practice this stuff. Right? That's what they do. But where did he get his power from? Hold that. Give me Luke. Luke chapter 4. Was it verse 6?
Yes, sir.
Let me get that. Matter of fact, let me see. I might even want you to start up. Start at verse 4.
Luke chapter 4 and verse 4. And Jesus answered him, saying,
matter of fact, start at verse 3, so we get the context of it.
Luke chapter 4 and verse 3. And the devil said unto him, if thou be the Son of God, command this stone that it be made bread.
Come on.
And Jesus answered him, saying, it is written that man shall not live by bread alone.
Come on.
But by every word of God.
Come on.
And the devil, taking him up unto a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world.
It said, and who did it?
And the devil, taking him up into a high mountain, showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment.
The devil have the power to show Christ all the kingdoms, all the kingdoms to come? That means the devil got some power, right? It has some power to do certain things, right? Come on.
And showed unto him all the kingdoms of the world in a moment of time. And the devil said unto him, all this power.
All this what?
All this power.
All this what?
All this power.
Come on.
Will I give thee.
Come on.
And the glory of them. For that is delivered unto me, and to whomsoever I will, I give it.
So the devil can give power, right? So go back. Go back to Daniel chapter 8.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 24.
Come on.
And his power shall be mighty.
No, start at verse. Yeah, go ahead. My bad. You're right. Go ahead.
And his power shall be mighty.
Come on.
But not by his own power.
Why? Because the devil gave him power. It wasn't him. The devil gave him power to do the things that he's doing now. Right? The devil gave him that power. The Most High allowed the devil to give Esau the power to do what he's doing today. Come on.
And he shall destroy wonderfully.
And he's going to destroy wonderfully with that power. Remember, he steal and won't leave nothing behind. He destroyed whole countries. He take from it. He destroy a whole man's heritage. Right? Come on.
And shall prosper. And practice.
So he shall what?
Prosper.
That means that he's going to do whatever he say he's going to do. He's going to prosper it. Right? Come on.
And practice.
And he's going to practice it over and over again through generation and different captivities. He's going to continue to practice and get better at what he's doing. This is why America is the ultimate superpower. This is why America must be destroyed by the Most High God. No man can do it. That's why the Most High got to send Christ to come down and destroy this thing. Come on.
Right. And shall destroy the mighty and the holy people.
And how do he do this? Come on.
And through his policy.
And through his what?
Through his policy.
He create laws. He create laws and legislations and statutes to do what? To keep us down. Right? To benefit them and keep the blacks, Hispanic, Native Americans oppressed. Come on.
And through his policy, he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
So everything Esau do, he prospered it because he's the one practicing it. He was given the power to do it. It wasn't the Arab. It wasn't the Chinese given the power. It's Esau. Come on.
And he shall magnify himself in his heart.
You said what?
Magnify himself in his heart.
And how did he do that? He said he think that he's God. He think he's sitting in the seat of God, right? But guess what God said? You a man. You a man. That's what you are. Come on.
He shall magnify himself in his heart. And by peace shall destroy many.
And he uses peace. Like we spoke about earlier today. I come over in peace, right? I come over here. I want to give help. I want to come over and set up, hospitals and clinics. He said it through peace, right? Even with the Native Americans, what did he do? Peace treaties. Here, let's have peace, right? And what did they do? Every single one of them, they went against the peace treaty and destroyed the Native Americans, stole their land, right? Now you give them a little bit of benefits here and there, right? They don't even own their own lands. You remember when we went to Tahlequah, right?
Yeah.
And they go pass out flyers. We went to Tahlequah, went to a powwow. They go pass out flyers. Guess what? We really pretty much got ran off the land.
We got ran off.
Yeah, we got ran off. We almost went to jail. You know why? Because the U.S. Marshal owns the land. They protected the land. It's government property.
They say that the natives own the land. They say it, but they don't.
They don't own it.
Remember what the real native came and told us? That sister?
Oh, yeah.
She came and said, we asked her. She looked at our flyer, and she asked.
Remember, she left.
Right.
Then came back and came to talk to us about it after she read
and she was like, the only people who, she said, we don't run our tribes. She said the so-called white man run the tribes.
Right. And that's
she said,
true.
what she called them? The blue-eyed man. She said something. Yeah. She said, I think she said the blue-eyed man run our tribes.
And they're the chiefs.
They're the chiefs.
They're the chiefs.
And we can't get up in high places.
So when you go to, like, say, for instance, an Indian clinic, like I got an Indian card and so forth. When I go in there, all I see is Esau. I rarely see real Gad and Reuben in there.
$5.
Oh, man, they 50-cent Indians. They get it how they don't care how cheap it. I want to be a part, and they get all the benefits. They can even put their spouse on there. I can't do that. I can't put
if they're white, right?
Yeah, I can't put my wife on there, but they can. That's some evil stuff. Blonde hair, blue-eyed chief,
Norwegian looking.
Norwegian.
And you a real native. You can't get none of the benefits.
Bruh. The benefits you can get, if you really want to get the benefits, you have to move to their land.
But it ain't nothing. It's
BS.
Yeah, it's Gretel.
So all of this is Esau's doing, right?
I got something to back you up. You know, precept upon precept.
Right.
Let's get some more that Esau thinks he's God because of centuries of doing this. This is the only man can say, who can stand up against me? No one else talks like this. He's prideful. Get that in Psalms 50 and start at verse 19.
Psalms chapter 50 and verse 19.
Come on.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil.
Thou givest thy mouth to evil. That's evil to say you God. You know, you Jesus Christ. Read.
And thy tongue frameth deceit. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son.
At one particular time, we was brothers. But guess what? Not no more. You didn't broke that. Read.
These things hast thou done, and I kept silent.
What?
And I kept silent.
Just because the Most High wasn't saying anything, you think you read on.
Though thou thoughtest that I was altogether such as one as thyself.
You thought God was with you. You think God is with you because the Most High is not fighting for us because we in the ghettos, we in the slums, and we've been like this for centuries. And you like, oh, shoot, God ain't doing nothing for them. God ain't helping them. Guess what? We are God. God is on our side because he allow us to do this. Read.
But I will reprove thee.
He going to check you.
And set them in order.
We getting set in order right now.
Before thine eyes.
They online right now. They online right now watching. And it's nothing they can do about it because God said it. Read.
Now consider this, yet that forget God.
Read that again.
Now consider this, ye that forget God.
So you that forget God, you blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans who forgot God, read.
Lest I tear you in pieces.
Don't get left behind. Don't get left behind. Read.
And there be none to deliver.
Read.
Whoso offereth praise glorifieth me. And
you got to glorify the true God, the black Messiah. That's right. Not the so-called white man. That's who y'all, every time you close your eyes, you see that blue-eyed devil. That's who you read. That's it on that?
No, sir.
Read.
And to him that ordereth his conversation aright.
You gotta get back into God's commandments. We gotta stop talking foolishness. I look on TikTok or YouTube, it's all foolishness. Yep. But we gotta order up our read that again. We gotta do what?
And to him that ordereth his conversation aright.
The only way you're gonna order your conversation upright is do the commandments. Do the scriptures. It's gonna teach you how to talk. It's gonna teach you how to walk. Read.
Will I show the salvation of God?
You gonna do what?
Show the salvation of God.
You won't be left behind. That's it?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Right. Absolutely. That was a good scripture. All right. Let's go to the next video.
We're facing a food pricing problem in 2022 that's creating havoc around the world. Well, if we don't get on top of this thing quickly, and I don't mean next year, I mean this year, you will have a food availability problem in 2023, and that's going to be hell on earth. We're looking at an $11 billion shortfall of food production inside Africa alone. Now, I could go to Central America, South America.
How do they know that? How do they know $11 billion worth of food shortage in Africa alone? How do they know that?
Yeah.
That let you know right there that they got their hands in everything. They know what they doing, right? And what do they do when you ain't got no food? When people die off, you get weak as a nation.
Yep. Trust me, Cap. They know. These same people knew how much fuel it was going to take to get to the moon. How did they know that?
Right.
They working with the devil.
A couple people had to die in the process.
But hey, listen, how
right.
they, you know.
Because they dictate everything. They know what they're going to do. They know where they're going to cut shortage of food at. They know where they're going to cut the shortage of where they can get clean water. Remember, you cut off the water, it's a wrap. You know what I mean? That's all they got to do. They contaminate or shut down the water system. People die because you need that, right? But play on.
Same issues on droughts. India, devastated by heat.
Start back a little bit. Start like 15 seconds.
That's going to be hell on earth. We're looking at an $11 billion shortfall of food production inside Africa alone. Now, I could go to Central America, South America, same issues on droughts. India, devastated by heat and drought, and it could go on and on. We were able to avert famine in the last couple of years as I went to the leaders of the world, said if you don't respond, you will have catastrophe on catastrophe, is particularly in the height of COVID. And the leaders did respond. We averted famine. But then Ukraine comes on, shutting down the breadbasket of the world that produces enough.
Like I just said, like we looked at earlier, what did Ukraine, but people probably look at this like, oh, Ukraine ain't got nothing to do with it. What did he just say? He said, Ukraine have shut down the breadbasket of the world. Remember when the guy said, this is how Ukraine gonna win the war.
So why nobody just gonna run up in there? Why they just ain't running up in there and get that bread?
Because they scared of America. They scared America go put them paws on them.
Why they ain't just running up in there and get
you
that
ain't just
bread?
running over there and turning on the sprinkler system. They gonna short it, bro. Yep. Listen, that's why I was saying you might not think because America doing better than some countries, but listen, it's gonna happen. This is the reason why you got the bishops talking about famine, right? All this stuff. What is it? Winter is coming stuff, right? You got Captain Shemaiah pressing the mark on prepping, right?
Right.
So listen, canned goods ain't prepping. I'm gonna be real with you. Using just canned goods and you got 20 canned goods, you think you prepped up. No, you better start saving some beans, rice, lentils, all types of stuff, and store them correctly. All right? We got videos on how to do it. You better listen. Esau been doing this for years. Them doomsday preppers, they ready. They got guns. They got food that's going to last them 10, 15, 20 years.
Listen, I'm telling you, the Christian church ain't prepping their people.
No.
They are not prepping their people. I'm telling you, they are not doing it. A lot of our people,
they ain't even talking.
They talking about give you 10%. I heard a church talking about we about to raise it to 12%.
God.
Yeah, he said you're gonna have to. I got the clip.
I got the clip. That's the inflation ties, right? That's the inflation ties.
I got the clip.
But check this out. Even what you're saying with ties, not to divert, but think about it. It's 10% of your income when you get paid, right?
Right.
So that means you get paid once a week. You give 10%. That's 40% for the month.
They getting them, bro.
And then you get paid bi-weekly. Okay, it's 20% of your income, but it's really 40%. They getting 40, almost half of your money.
But it's the whole year.
God.
It's the whole year. It ain't just a month.
Well, the Christian church.
The whole year.
And what are they doing? They fund it back to, but guess what? These churches get the tax breaks and all of that stuff. But this is how they keep the people weak. It's through religion. Mm-hmm. Esau's religion, right?
Mm-hmm.
What's the next video? There's more? Go ahead.
Did respond. We averted famine. But then Ukraine comes on, shutting down the breadbasket of the world that produces enough food to feed 400 million people.
400 million people. So, what I was saying, I ain't lying. They know how many people is going to die from this. Just like they knew about COVID. Remember when they knew who was going to die from COVID.
Groups. Which groups were going to be
What
most
groups?
effective? Yep.
Remember, they kind of failed the first time because white people were dying and black folks were just like, oh, this wasn't nothing but a common cold.
Mm-hmm.
What they do, every 3 to 4 months, what was they doing? They was tweaking it to target certain people, right? Ain't a movie about that? I think Deacon Abiel was telling us we need to watch a while ago. I haven't watched it, though. My bad, Deacon. I'm sorry. But it's a movie where they actually is pinpointing specific people, DNA, and so forth that can get sick. I forgot the name of the movie. I gotta find it. You know the name of it? James, the latest one, right? James Bond. Bruh, they don't put this stuff in movies just because. They just gotta, I think this will be cool. They put this in there for a reason because they're doing it. Just like the movie Up at the Bug.
It's that prideful stuff too.
Huh?
It's that prideful stuff too.
Oh yeah, it's their pride. They know what they doing.
Yeah, they showing you right in your face what they doing.
Right. Just like he said, one world, one religion, one nation of people, right? It's telling you exactly what's going on. Now, from that, we're going to segue into another deal. We're going to leave the prepping, right? This is one way to get left behind. Not understanding what's going on in the world, not understanding that famine is coming and it's here. It's here. Right. Inflation is here. All these things is here, right? But guess what? It's other stuff going on in the world. It's laws being passed. It's laws being created to keep you in slavery. All right? Give me that next the next one.
The state of Mississippi is raising eyebrows for some and creating full-blown outrage for others after the Republican-led state house passed a bill that would form a court system of unelected judges and prosecutors to preside over part of the capital city of Jackson and expand the Capitol Police Force. In short, instead of giving the city's majority black residents an opportunity to exercise their voting rights to elect judges and prosecutors, the power would fall to government officials. Joining us now is one of the biggest opponents of this legislation, Mississippi House Minority Leader, Representative Robert L. Johnson III. Representative, thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Thank you for having me.
So I want to start by reading part of your joint statement about these bills. You say HB 1020 and SB 2889 are an insult and a distraction, taking power away from the citizens of our capital city while we waste critical hours sitting around and letting hospitals close and our people die. You go on to say these bills are what modern-day Jim Crow looks like. Explain to us how this bill even got this far along in the process to begin with.
Well, we have a majority.
So pause this right quick. So it's famine going on, right? It's famine going on. Inflation going on. Also, Bill Gates said it's another pandemic coming, right? Another sickness and disease coming soon. They're still doing population control. And I seen Negroes voting about what's it called? 820? Ain't that what it's called? No, it's something like 820, right? On marijuana. Niggas want to smoke weed so bad, bro. They just want to just be high and get high and try to smoke they problems away, right? Just like how we was talking about yesterday on Fix Your Face, stressors and stuff and anxiety.
Right.
They trying to basically smoke themselves away. But while they doing that, you got people in Mississippi trying to bring back Jim Crow.
Yeah.
Trying to put you niggas back in slavery.
Bro, they even trying to pass laws on hanging.
We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. But you see this, right? Negroes have no, I guarantee you, 80% of black America have no clue that this is happening.
Right.
I bet there's people in Jackson, Mississippi that don't know this happened.
They was advocating for the people to get out and vote.
Right.
They was advocating for that because they trust in oppression.
Right. So let's finish that.
Along in the process to begin with.
Well, we have a majority, a supermajority-led House and Senate, and a Republican governor. And as I described them from time to time, they are kind of new to this process, and they don't have any respect for the rules, procedure, or the tradition of the legislature. And so we don't even. There are even opportunities to debate some of these issues. They've just decided that they're just going to run roughshod over the whole process and have what they want.
All right, so just
hey, hold on, pause. Go back like 10 seconds. Right there.
Procedure or the tradition of the legislature, and so we don't even. There are even opportunities to debate some of these issues.
Pause. He said it's not even opportunity to debate some of these issues. They bypass all of that, bro. They said,
but I thought that's how we get up, by getting in there, voting, fighting for the vote.
It don't mean a damn thing.
So how we gonna win if we can't? If they bypassing stuff?
That's why we went to. Matter of fact, go back, hold it, keep this video up. Go back to Daniel's 8. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Daniel chapter 8 and verse 25. And through his policy also he shall cause craft to prosper in his hand.
This is what he's doing. This is what he's creating, bro. These laws, these policies, these statutes, these mandates are for them. You can vote all you want. What's it? Al Sharpton and all of them talking about going out to vote. Voting does nothing. We're not supposed to be voting anyway, right? Voting does nothing.
You can tell that the brother that was talking about it, he's still trusting that process because he's saying, well, this is the Republicans doing this. See, the Democrats, we weren't about that life, but it's a Republican. So he's saying like it's the other side of the bird. They wouldn't do it,
right? But I'm glad you said Republicans and Democrats, right? We're gonna get to that in a minute. Go ahead, finish this video.
It's going to run roughshod over the whole process and have what they want.
All right, so just break it down for us in layman terms. If this were to pass, what would this mean for the black residents?
Well, they would essentially have judges who would be appointed by a Supreme Court justice who was appointed by this very governor that is engineering this effort. They wouldn't have any say-so in that judgeship, those multiple judgeships. And so those people would answer to no one who lives in Hinds County. Not only would that judge not be elected, that judge could come from anywhere in the state. And so the Constitution says all of our judges should be elected, shall be elected. And so this takes that right to vote, that right to exercise their constitutional power from the people in the city of Jackson. So all the cases, I mean, it would be the most important part of this. So all the cases that anybody brings against the state of Mississippi, and we bring them all the time. I'm a lawyer. If you sue the state of Mississippi, they have to come through the circuit or chancery court in Hinds County. There was a time when we were fighting for more money for public education. And one of the things that they wanted to challenge was the constitutionality of the referendum proposal. One of the white Republican legislators told his constituents, if we pass this referendum, then you'll have to answer to a black judge in Hinds County. That, you know, there are these little phrases, these invites that they have that always point to race.
Is there a chance that this bill will die in the Senate?
There is a chance the bill will die in the Senate. Thankfully, because of the uproar, because of the push that many of us have had from lawyers to community activists to legislators, I think, and the national pressure from people like just the exposure from networks, from people like you, they are feeling the pressure. This does look like Jim Crow, like post-Reconstruction. This looks like everything that some of us who are old enough remember growing up through the Civil Rights Movement, the things that we fought to reverse.
Representative, curious, I know your intention is to stop it, but let's just play devil's advocate here. Are you concerned that if this bill does become law, would it create a new template for a Republican fight for the years to come, similar to what's happened with critical race theory law, for example?
Well, yes. Look, we tell people, we've been telling people all over the state, this is not a Jackson problem. This is a Mississippi problem. If they're going to do it to Jackson, they'll do it to Greenville, Greenwood, anywhere they want to go. They want to create a city within a city that just serves a particular segment of the population. This capital city complex has a disproportionate white population, doesn't represent the actual per capita demographic in the city of Jackson. And this is a template for what they'll do in any city that has black or African American leadership.
All right,
and so,
pause. You see that? What do you say? It's a template, right? That can happen in any city in America. Remember Mississippi was the last state to abolish slavery. What was it, 2013? 14, when they completely lawfully was out of slavery, right? Mississippi. Now they're going right back to Jim Crow. Matter of fact, let's go to the article right quick.
You heard what he said, right? He said those who are old enough that can remember what we did, so they didn't you know that they ain't far removed. Where all them people with the clans and the hoods went?
And nobody knows about what's going on now. Like this day and age, they don't care about what happened in Jim Crow because it happened to them, right? Or they don't even know the history behind it. But go on, let's read that. Let's read it pretty quick.
You can't see it.
Hey, bigot, bro. Bigot. Yeah, make it big. Zoom in a little bit.
Big up the TV.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. All right, there we go. Go ahead.
The Jim Crow laws were state and local laws introduced in the southern United States in the late 19th and early 20th centuries.
Come on.
That enforced racial segregation.
Racial segregation, right? Come on.
Jim Crow being a pejorative term for an African American. Such laws remained in force until the 1960s.
So laws were still there until the 1960s, right? Come on.
Formal and informal segregation policies
come on,
were present in other areas of the United States as well. Even if several states outside the South had banned discrimination in public accommodations and voting.
So they basically trying to take all the voting, all the constitutional rights from black people. That's basically what they're going to do. But who did it? Come on.
Southern laws were enacted by white Southern Democrats.
Southern who?
Southern Democrat.
What are black people today?
Southern Democrat.
They are Democrats, bro. Our people, listen, our people so dumb. They are voting in the party that put them in the separation. And they think it's the Republic, what it is.
It's all the same.
It's all the same thing. It's a tit for tat of the white man's ideas. That's why it's a Democrat president one year, one deal, and a Republican another one. It don't matter to us. Nobody care about, I'm telling you, y'all putting this stuff in voting and it means nothing to us, right? But come on.
Southern laws were enacted by white Southern Democrat-dominated state legislators to disenfranchise and remove political and economic gains made by African Americans during the Reconstruction era.
Man, listen, bro. You sleep if you ain't paying attention to what's going on. You're behind, gonna get left behind. Go to the next video. We're running short on time. You got it?
Could I put an amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree also.
We lived. Go back. Go back. This is the official, right? It said resign Paul Sure. This dude is an official, right? Suggested bringing back lynching as capital punishment in Tennessee. Right? It ain't just Mississippi. It said he still has a job as a U.S. government official and lawmaker. Esau make the laws. Now go ahead, play it from the beginning again. And this is for criminal justice, right? It's criminal justice. This is the criminal justice committee. This ain't really for white folks. It's for Negroes. Who fill up the prison houses? Right. Black people. This is another way of hanging and getting the satisfaction that they love. They love that. They love hanging a nigga up in a tree and sitting there watching and taking a picture around.
Trying to go back to them good old days.
Yeah, that's what it is. They want to go. That's what Make America Great Again is. Go ahead.
Could I put an amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree also.
Pause. Look how comfortable he is saying that.
You know he did that before.
He love it. He's seen it growing up. He's seen a nigga hanging from a tree.
And the reason why he's so comfortable, because the Negroes in the room, right? They've been with them the whole time.
Yep.
They say little things here and there, and they, I can say that. Oh, I can say that. Oh, all right.
And it's not.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I said, well, it's not going to affect his people.
No.
Like that. It's going to affect us. That's why he's trying to bring it back, because he's talking about Tennessee down in the South.
Right. Go ahead.
Could I put amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree also.
We lived a 15-generation nightmare in this country.
The caucus called on Speaker Cameron Sexton to, at minimum, strip Sherrill of his committees. Some members in the caucus went even further, calling for his resignation.
Are you crazy? You have to be out of your mind talking about hanging somebody. That leads back to that old stuff, that old crap.
Much of the caucus contends that if
Wait a
something...
minute, why are you so mad?
But hold on, but what you gonna do about it? You don't. What they say he was? He was a lawmaker, right?
Bruh.
He's a lawmaker. They did it before. They can do it again.
Right.
They don't care about no Negroes.
Bruh, these the same Uncle Tom Negroes. These Negroes be loving them. That dude right there, he loves the white man. He loves the white man. He's sitting up there. He up there mad.
Who pays him? He's a representative. Who pays him?
Right.
A white man pays him. That dude is a government official and a lawmaker. Right? He passes and put laws. That's why he was so comfortable with saying it. He didn't give a damn. But then again, you got Negroes that can't even respond on social media without getting get suspended through games, getting canceled, losing all your money. You can't say nothing.
Oh,
but
we
these
say
niggas
we
talking about
Israelites.
You know what? Where is the Anti-Defamation League? Where are they at? Where the ADL?
Where are they at?
What's
Right.
his name? Black.
Something green black, right?
Buckabird?
Yeah.
This bird. Where y'all birds at? Where the birds at?
Is it Jonathan Green Black? Is that what it
Yeah.
is? Jonathan, little turd, little. Yeah. Go ahead. All right, play the next one.
Looking like he from the
Crazy.
You
have to be out
Now
of
play
your
the next
mind.
video.
Hey, can I get a scripture real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Give me Psalms 94, verse 20. Because what it is like we was talking about on Fix Your Face last night, is the reason our people are so out. They can't, but he couldn't believe it. Like he was like, I can't believe you said that.
How
because,
dare you try to bring this back?
Right.
Yeah.
But it's because he felt like that racism is over. That's how he felt. He thought racism was over, that we all won and all that in Jesus. But no, these people are the devil. That's why they got to go. Go ahead, read that.
Psalms chapter 94 and verse 20. Shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee?
And the answer to that is what? No. Go ahead.
Which frameth mischief by a law.
They're trying to frame mischief by law. They're trying to make these things law. They're trying to pass these things as if this is how it's supposed to be. This is how we deal with these people. That's it. That's all I wanted.
All right, go ahead.
Cheryl from Sparta.
Thank you, Representative Powers, for bringing this. I think it's a very good idea. And I was just wondering about, could I put amendment on that? It would include hanging by a tree
Wait,
also.
bro. He said, let me put the cherry on top. I said, I like that.
Look,
Can we put the cherry on top, hanging by a tree?
He ain't smiling at all. He like,
nigga,
you dead serious.
And look at his face. He had the robe on he burned some crosses, man. That man burned some crosses on somebody. He put bombs in people's churches. That dude about 80 years old.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. He's 30, he's 32.
Press play.
Shit, he look 80.
Press play.
It would include hanging by a tree also. And also, I would like to sign on to your bill, sir.
Tonight,
That's
Cheryl
brothers right there.
apologized
Yeah,
in a statement released from the House Republican caucus, saying, I regret that I used Paul.
Man, nobody care about your damn apology. Go ahead. Next one.
He apologized?
Yeah, my fault.
All right, I'll do it. All right, I'll go ahead and apologize.
Maybe we're going to take sensitivity training like I did with Kyrie.
You know what they did behind? You can't say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? Damn, Bob. Come on, man. You set us back 2 weeks.
All right, give me no. We already talked about inflation. Go play it anyway. Play it. I forgot what it's on here.
Inflation is so high right now, people are going to be buying less things, which eventually is going to bleed into corporate earnings, and then earnings are going to have lower revenues, lower EPS, which will then draw down the price of the stock market. Now, how the Fed is trying to fix this is by raising interest rates to then lower the inflation. The problem is, if it's high inflation, things are too expensive, people can't afford it. If you raise the interest rates, people can't borrow money because the interest rates are too high. They can't afford it, and it makes it harder for them to spend. So no matter what, no matter how you spin it, no matter what the Fed does in the situation that they're in, there's going to be less less consumer spending, which eventually bleeds into corporate earnings, which will eventually be released and then cause a dramatic collapse in the stock market and push us into a
Right, we in a recession. Go ahead, next one.
These people, man, they can't even hide. They can't even hide.
My name is Bill Bonner. I give you my warning in the simplest form. Someday in the future, perhaps on a particularly cold night, America's entire energy system will collapse.
Wait, hold on. Did you hear what he said? Somewhere on a cold night at 2:30 p.m. They know. They know. He just playing like he don't know. He said somewhere on a cold night in the future.
One day it's going to be cold at night and it ain't going to get no warmer. It's a wrap.
Right at 2 a.m.
I'm going to be eating chicken.
All right.
Go ahead.
Simplest form. Someday in the future, perhaps on a particularly cold night, America's entire energy system will collapse. Fuel won't get delivered. Rolling blackouts will sweep the land. Pipes will freeze. Food in the freezer will go bad. You may shiver in the dark praying for a little power for weeks, and you'll be one of the lucky ones. Others with less margin of error may fare worse. Experts tell us if diesel fuel is cut off, it would take only 3 days before supermarket shelves are bare. In the 72 hours following an energy cutoff, almost all businesses would run out of supplies and shut down. And if this continued, in a matter of weeks, civilization as we know it would come to an end. My name is...
Listen, quit playing. This is a hold on. This is the way that we really, right now, after what we just went over, this is time that we get our houses in order. This is where we got to make sure not only ourselves is all right. Hey, give me that word. You know what I want? We're talking about get yourself in order, then go out and teach the people. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
2 Ezra chapter 14 and verse 13. Now therefore, set thine house in order.
We got to set our house in order. Everybody in your household should be on the same playing field. You got to be on the same mind frame as the leadership, right? You got to understand what's going on. Your wife got to be on the same page as you, and your children got to be on the same page as everybody in the household. It's no game. Listen, I'm speaking to you sisters mainly. The men pretty much understand what's going on. You sisters, this is not the time to be fighting your man and thinking that you are over him. I'm telling you, you gonna be left behind. Remember Lot's wife? I'm telling you, nobody want to be Lot's wife. But you act like it.
But you gonna be what?
But you gonna be him because you worried about your career. You worried about being this and that. But you really need to be making sure that you following your husband. He's your protection. He's the hedge over you. All right? You gotta make sure that you are in full agreement with your husband. Full subjection. I'm telling you, when things hit the fan, you're gonna be looking at who? The man. All right? And it ain't no I'm just trying to figure it out. I figured it out myself. I'm independent. Okay, go ahead, you go be yourself. When that time come, men ain't trying to, if you ain't trying to come and do what you need to do, bye. You on your own.
Go hunt.
Go hunt your own food. Right? That's what's gonna happen. I'm telling you. Get your mind together. You need to be on your husband's coattail. Read on.
Now therefore, set thine house in order, and reprove thy people.
And what?
Reprove thy people.
We need to get our houses in order and continue to go teach our people who they are according to the Bible. Men, listen, it's more and more work we got to do. More and more work we got to do and put out because the world is dependent on us. We got to make sure that we are on point, all right? Before we stop, give me Sirach 12 and verse 10. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Come on.
Sirach chapter 12 and verse 10.
Come on.
Never trust thine enemy.
It said do what?
Never trust thine enemy.
Never trust your enemy at all. All right? These men, these so-called whites and Arabs and China, don't trust them. They are your enemy. They put laws in place and policies in place to benefit them. You trusting in voting, you trusting for them to do everything for you. Listen, that ain't how we supposed to be, man. Listen, or when it comes to the stuff that's going on, y'all need to start considering what's it called? Buying land. Start to get used to farming, growing your own foods and stuff like that. Start getting into stuff like that. Start watching videos. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a time where you can't just go and get food. All right? And people storing up. You got your brothers and sisters that got their own houses, and they trying to keep their families. Ain't nobody finna give you no food and they trying to keep their families in check, right? They want to make sure they family good. You gotta prep your own self. You need to have your own food prepped up for you. All right? Don't be trusting in Esau, thinking everything is going to be all right. Listen, it's going to be a famine. It's in the Bible. Come on.
Never trust thine enemy. For like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
So is his wickedness. He is the wickedest person created. All right? Everything he do is in malice and it's malicious. All right? So with that, you had something to say?
Yeah, I just want to say one thing. Listen, this class was a heavy class. To the people who watching thinking you can fight the so-called white man, Esau, right? You're not going to be able to fight him. He's way far ahead of us. Like 500 years ahead of us.
He's a cold night. A cold night.
One cold night in the future at 2 a.m., you're going to starve and you're going to die. You can't fight against that. You're going to need a God.
Fact.
You got to believe. I don't believe in that Bible, niggas. You better believe in it because it tells your history and your future.
Right.
This is the only book can do it. You better get into it. This was going to save us, our Lord.
Right.
Because you can't fight against somebody who got the food. Because listen, you can get, okay, let's give you guns and bullets for days. What you gonna eat? What you gonna eat? All they gotta do is starve you out.
Negroes don't hunt.
They just starve you out.
Negroes don't hunt. They do drive-bys. They don't do nothing, right? We depend on Esau.
Then we don't listen to each other. Be here at 5 a.m. in the morning. All right, we so busy smoking and getting high. We can't make it. We can't make it 5 a.m.
Yeah, 8 either. You know.
Good job, y'all. What's up?
I'm not talking
about
about
y'all. I'm not talking. Hey, but listen, don't get left behind. You need to pay attention to what's going on in the world. All right. And with that, never give up, never give in. All right. Shalom, Most High, and Christ bless.
Shalom. Hey, as soon as you brought that up, I was like, damn, y'all, what's up? Y'all, what's up?
My biggest fear is that I can't see. Sins are the same, it's just not for me. So much going on that I can't breathe.